Hey guys, God bless you. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's always a fantastic day for me when I'm able to share the word and just encourage people and build them up. And so this is going to be the next episode, episode 3 of God Moves. Now, the series that I wanted to go into is so that we can get built up, we can get encouraged, we can understand kind of like maybe what we're going through, because sometimes not a whole lot of people have a whole lot of guidance on what they're experiencing through, and be able to reach out to other people. And so I pray that these experiences will allow you to understand that God speaks in many different ways, and he moves in our lives in so many ways. And no, it's not going to look like my life. It's not going to look like the way that he moves with me, because he's unique to me. He knows my heart. He knows how I think. He knows how I walk. He knows how I talk. He knows what I do, what I don't like, what I do like. He knows all those things. And so, but what he will do is he will speak to you. He will move in your life in many different ways. It will never look the same over. And so some people can get discouraged. Some people can say, I'm not hearing God like I normally used to. God has left me in some way. And people don't always understand what to say to you, because the Lord's not speaking to them in that way. But he has spoken to me in many different ways. And again, I'm nobody special, right? I'm nobody that he loves more than anybody else, but he does love me, and he loves me a lot. But I do dive into his word, and I do dive into his heart, and I do spend a lot of time in prayer, and I do these things. Why? Because it's what we're supposed to do. But we should have joy doing it. We should really enjoy being in the presence of the Lord, and I really do enjoy that. And so what I'm doing though in those things is I'm staying by the fire. I'm staying by the fire. I'm staying hot. I'm constantly listening to what he has to say about me. And in turn, I can hear a pin drop. So when he speaks to me, I'm ready. When he moves in my life, I see. And it's and I'm ready to move in the direction, because I've put my desires aside, I've put the things of my life aside, and I've gone after the things of him. And when you do that, he starts to build the things in your life that are just beautiful. So these experiences, I don't want you to say, well, I've never experienced that, so God, I guess I might not be walking. No. These are to help guide you and understand that he truly is in motion in your life. And sometimes you really just got to step back and get the clutter out and pour it in to really see it, to really hear it. And the last 2 episodes that I put out there was that God moved in a different way in my life. I was so used to prophetic messages. I was so used to dreams, and it didn't happen. It wasn't happening that way. It was moving in a different way, and I would actually be comfortable enough to say that I wasn't okay with it. I was like, no, I like it this way, God. I like it this way, and but he's training me. He's learning. He's learning me. That's Southern. All right, no, but he's training me, and he's teaching me, and he's guiding me in different ways in my life, and how that's going to look, because I'm going to be in different scenarios in my life. I'm going to be in a different country soon. I'm going to be doing these things that are going to be very different, and I got to be ready no matter what. So just keep pouring into him. It may not always look like the way that you're used to or the way that you think it should be, but we're always in constant training. We're always constantly being sharpened when you dive in with God, and you're constantly being stretched. So I just want you to understand that he loves you, and he caters to your heart, and he will give you confirmations. He will move. He will speak to you. Whatever that may look like, we just need to be prepared to be ready to receive on whatever that looks like. When God speaks to us, it's not always a voice. It's not always an audible voice. Sometimes it's a nudge. Sometimes it's a dream. Sometimes it's a vision. Sometimes it is a prophetic message that's just blown up inside of your head. It looks so different in so many ways, but I want you to understand that he will do that and we got to be prepared. So I'm going to go into paint the scene for you. I am back in Zambia, and I am absolutely just immersed in everything. I'm studying, I'm going on expeditions, I'm learning so much and being stretched in so many different ways. Again, still struggling with the dream part, still struggling with the visions. In a way, it's softened a lot. It's softened a lot. And I'll tell you why at another episode. But on this episode, I am back on base. I am in my bed and I wake up from a dream. Now, the time difference is very different from point A to point B. It's like an 8-hour difference between, times from North Carolina and Zambia. So I finally have a dream, guys, and it wasn't a pleasant one. I actually, I saw my dog, Jaeger, my pug, that I've had forever. I mean, guys, I've had him for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. He's been my only constant in my life. So I have this dream where I'm walking up to him and I see Jaeger, and he's near a kennel of some sort, and he is just absolutely like gasping for air, like he can't breathe, like he just absolutely can't breathe, and he's like just in so much pain, and I can just see like his eyes, so much confusion, so much no understanding of what is happening to him. And then he just falls over and he dies, and I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, whoa, okay, so I don't know what this is. So I was like, Lord, what just happened? And he was just like, pray. And so I prayed. I was like, Lord, take care of my dog. I don't know what's going on. And then so I'm like really curious. So I messaged my roommate, who ended up being up at this time. And I'm like, hey, is Jaeger fine? And he was like, yeah, Jaeger's okay. And he's like, why? And so I called him and I talked to him, and I was like, hey, so there's the documentation. Like I woke up and I'm like, I had this dream. I got to tell you about it. So, I tell him about the dream, and he's like, whoa, that's crazy. He goes, no. He goes, if you want me to, I'll take him to the vet to get him looked. And I said, no, if he's okay. And he said, yeah, he's sitting right here. He's breathing fine. He looks fine. He's actually happy today. And I was like, huh, okay, all right. Well, Lord, I don't know what that was, but I'm glad that he's not dead. and well, I left it at that. And so I get home from Zambia, and I get home, and like my dog's not acting right. Like normally, like he's like all like licking me, and he's all like so happy to see me, and then normally he like goes off to the corner, and then he's like smug, kind of like, you left me for so long, Dad, and now I'm going to sit in this corner and do not touch me. He would do that for like 3 days. And so, but this was different. He never even gave me that indication that he was even happy to see me. He just looked miserable. Like he did not look happy, but he was, but he wasn't. And so he kind of, I thought, well, maybe he's just giving me the cold shoulder. So I let it ride a couple of days. Now I'm starting to see that there's something not right with him. And I could see that he was kind of like not okay with his spine. I don't know. I know that he had jumped off the couch at one point. I don't know all the details. But all I know is there was something seriously wrong. So I loaded up my dog, put him in the car. I called my friend who's a vet. Blake, thank you so much. I love you, bro. If you're watching this, I love you. He owns Cabarrus Animal Hospital. Amazing place if you want to take your animal there. Beautiful setup. I mean, just so caring and loving, and just an amazing place. So I'm on my way, and just this thing, it just comes over me, and he was like, this is our last ride. This is our last ride together. And he's sitting there. Normally he wants to get to the window. He's not going to. I have him in a blanket, and he's literally not paying attention to anything. He's just like not okay. So I get him to the vet, I drop him off, and then I go back to the church. I'm doing some work over there, and I get the phone call. And it's like, hey man, his spine is like really bad. Like, I guess there were some really bad things going on with the spine. Now there was like some things that they could have done on that. That wasn't life threatening, but it would have been a miserable life to live. And And he's like, but that's not the worst part. He goes, the worst part is his little heart's struggling right now, but his lungs are really bad. His lungs are really bad. And if you leave him, he's gonna be in a lot of pain. Like, and even he said, dude, he's maybe got 3 weeks on medication. And I'm like, dude, of course I break down. I'm like, man, but I don't want my dog to be in pain. And then that vision came back to me. And so I don't know what he was going through at that time, but it was something that he was going through, and the Lord prompted me. And there's huge significance behind this, because when I said yes to the Lord, I remember I said yes to the Lord. I was coming back. I was absolutely like, the Lord was showing me a vision about the things that were going on in my life and the things that I would be giving up, because he wanted me to understand the decision that I was making. So guys, there's stuff that you guys don't even know about, or that I haven't shared with anybody on these things. But there is this one thing, and on my heart the whole time. As soon as I pulled up, I got in, I was like, Lord, I will give you everything. All that I will sacrifice. I will give up everything that you just showed me. Everything I will, whatever. I was like, but the one thing, don't make me do this. Like, do not make me give up my dog. Do not make me have to place him in another home. I want to be with him until the day that he dies, because he was there for me from the very beginning, and he was placed in my life for a reason. And please don't do that. And that day I had to put my dog down, and the Lord is so good, because he saw how important it was for me to be there, and he preserved my little man. It's hard, guys. He preserved my little man, and so that I could say goodbye before I set off on this mission. I mean, how good is he? And we say that, oh, it's so tragic, you didn't make your dog live till he's 30. No, I mean, he's a dog. He lived way beyond his years anyways. But my dog wasn't in massive amounts of pain. He wasn't comfortable, but he died comfortable, and he died in my arms. And the Lord knew how important it was for me, because how devastating would it have been when I was out there and all of a sudden, like, I couldn't say goodbye. I would have been wrecked. I wouldn't have been able to receive the things that he was working in me at that time. And that would have been a hard thing to let go. That would have been a hard thing to go to God about and say, God, why? At that point, just because he had always been there for me no matter what. But he loved me and cared for me, and I meant so much to him that he showed me what was going on and told me to pray. And that is confirmed. And then it was also confirmed through what was going on in his lungs. And guys, I mean, I miss him, and I wish he lived forever, but that wasn't the case. But I told him I would give everything up, and he still kept the one thing that I asked for, the only one thing that I've asked for. He showed up. And that's why he is a good God, and that's why he is worthy to be praised and served, because he does truly speak to you. He truly does move in your life, and he wants to move in your life, and he wants to show you where to go and the steps, and he will take care of all the other stuff, even your pets. So I hope this encourages you. I hope that this shows you that God is going to move in your life. He is going to uplift you. He's going to encourage you. He's going to build you up. He's going to strengthen you. He's going to stretch you. He's going to be uncomfortable. There's things that you're going to be used to that will change. There will be things, but God will always move. He'll always keep his promises, and he'll always be there, and he'll always stay true. He's never going to abandon you. He's never going to let you down in any way, and you can always see the goodness through all the little things that he confirms in your life. So if you guys need prayer, if you need to be ministered to, if you want to partner with me on my upcoming missions, please reach out and I will get you set up, whether that's prayer or finances. But I love you guys. Have a blessed one. Bye.